Hey, what's up, YouTube? I finally decided to get a new mic. Decided to stop being lazy and just get a new mic off Amazon. I don't know why that took me so long, but hopefully this mic's a little better. But today I wanted to cover the Google analysis. I'd also posted this on my Instagram, posted this in Discord many times. Chef and Jason had also covered this pretty in depth. I can also go over Facebook and Netflix analysis as well, just for continuation of what can happen in the future for any future trade opportunities. But just wanted to show you guys, posted yesterday again, just to reiterate what's going on, what I was looking for. If we have a green day, this is going to be a big runner out of this range, considering we had already closed above it. But just looking for double confirmation above the true all-time high. So let's look at my chart now. So let's get that trend drawn. So I instantly just drew the low of the move, just not really the low of the move. It's kind of just the bottom of that. It ended up being a perfect support across the entire way. So I got that. And then I got the top of the meat of the bone, which is about that blue candle right there, just the top of it. And then, like I said, double confirmation for the true all-time high break. So that gives us all the lines that we need off the bigger time frame. Let's go to the smaller time frame now and check out what's up. So this morning we had entered calls pretty instantaneously open. I almost never do this, but today was one of those trades where it kind of was like, I always tell people like who ask me, if it happens too early, do you still get in? And I always tell them the same thing. Like, if the trade plan is there, it doesn't matter what time it is, but you have to go into it knowing that since it is earlier on, it's before the first 30 minutes of the day has passed, that it is a little more risky. So kind of take it with that, but also watch market sentiment. If you're watching Google, you need to be watching NASDAQ. So let's get into this. So this is true all-time high. As you can see, it's pretty much lined up with pre-market high, which is what we normally watch above. So that's why we entered. We almost never enter this early, but ended up being perfect play. So we entered that, and we ended up selling within the second candle just because we're not here to get greedy. That's a pretty big chunk of this stock's move today. I saw a few people in chat also scaled out, so that was good too, towards our target. So the only other targets I could set were all psychological. So if I go back to the daily watch list, let's see. So my targets were 2155, 65, and 2175. These are all psychological levels. So when I marked that, my first target was there, my second was about there, and my third was about there. Just because 55, 65, 75, you could have done 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. You could have kept going to this. 200 being probably the most important target, just because it's the next interval from 2100 to 2200. You got 2100, 2150, 2200. With the other side important ones being 2125, 2175, and then your other intervals like your 5s, your 10s, your flat numbers. And this works for every stock. As you can see, I could keep marking, and every $5 it'll be a pretty good move. That's what I would do it on Google, is mark every $5 and $10 interval, just because it's Google. It's pretty big stock, moves big. It does have its patient plays. As you can see, it took us a pretty long while to even get this trade opportunity, but it was well worth it. As you can see, we had pretty good buyer volume take it up, but I just wanted to cover the analysis behind why we were watching it so in depth. A lot of people don't, know how to go look for plays or break them down before it happens, So it's good to get a good, watch this before the market's open, and then it's also good to go reiterate with your BB system in the morning on your pre-market levels, just to, kind of hammer down the plan, make sure everything's settled. So go check out Facebook and Netflix just to make this a little bit longer while I was watching those. Facebook, same thing as Google pretty much. As you can see, and they're tech related, so that makes sense. As you can see, it's in a pretty good range during when the market was kind of slowly going up, as well as its corrections. It definitely took the hits there with NASDAQ. This was from that last correction and then your last correction. But same thing there, true all-time high breakout. You go break that out, mark your true pre-market high. We ended up having a good early entry breakout as well as a good second confirmation breakout, as well as two 80% entries. Price came down, held. Price came down, held. So good plays and good setups on that one. And then Netflix, this is still in effect, has not played out just yet. But as you can see, we have a trend change play here popping up. We already called it out here saying it has good potential. Now that it hasn't had a green day, I am looking to see if it's going to have a second red day with lowering sellers. Because if I can get lowering sellers, this will end up being like Chef's Beyond play. So we have our trend change, kind of doing a bull flag now. I have a rising breakout, and then I have lowering sellers rising back down to the support of the breakout. So I think Beyond's going to be a good breakout play. Chef posted that analysis multiple times. He's been talking about that for a while. I just wanted to reiterate because Chef's plays are golden. One of my definite big motivations of learning and getting better at swing trading was Chef, so definitely go check that out. But same thing is what I'm looking for. I think Netflix is a day behind Beyond on this, so I think another red day is inevitable. But this is a very strong red candle here, and what I mean by that is it's very strong to go up. As you can see, it's kind of like an ice cream cone formed after this, and it's still holding the 50%. Another cool thing you can do is mark the low and the high of this candle with a Fibonacci retracement with this blue one here. Get you a line and mark that 50% line, and then delete that so it doesn't look so ugly. Change the color of it so you know which one it was. Let's go down to the smaller time frame. So if Netflix, and look where Netflix ended up holding perfectly. If Netflix can end up holding above this 533.70s, this will actually look really good for calls, for buy the dip, swings, any of that. But we'll definitely be watching to see if it breaks below this, because if it ends up breaking below that, we'll have to be looking for the support here at 527.75 for continuation play. But yeah, those are definitely my top plays going on. If you do the same thing on Beyond, let me, I don't want to delete all my lines. Wait. I want to delete this one. We can leave those. I just want to get the Fibonacci of this blue candle here, since this is the most important candle. So let's get the low of it. Let's go to the high of it. Let's mark the 50% line. Let's remove our drawing so it's not so ugly. Let's change the color of it so we can remember where it was. It's blue. 10-minute. Let's delete this. Whoops. Alright, so yeah, Beyond just needs to kind of hold above 128.80s. I also have 130.30s marked here from what is probably an emerging candle. Yeah, there's a good resistance over here that was broken up and used as support. So yeah, as a resistance here, breakout, came down, came back up, support, broke out higher. So these are the levels I'm watching for Beyond. These are probably my targets too. So a good entry is today, end of day. If this holds like this, we'll probably trade this one and call that one out today with Chef. And then our targets are these purple lines. But I hope this video was helpful. The main topic was Google, of course. Just want to cover a couple things if I could with my new mic. Kind of happy about that. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys want any more videos, please drop a like on this video. It's very helpful. And please drop a comment on what's your favorite stock or what you liked about this video. That'd be very nice. Thank you.